Well, it all started out with this bottle. It's got the Three Counties Asylum crest on it. And they were really popular with the kids of the day because they were sealed by that marble that you can hear rattling in the neck. And then when I looked into the history of why these bottles existed, it was quite fascinating, really. It was because there was a large outbreak of typhoid at the hospital, and many patients died, and so did a few of the staff. So the staff refused to drink the tap water because it was the tap water that was contaminated. So they said, well, we're not drinking that, and if we can't have a drink at work, then, well, the lunatics would take over the asylum, wouldn't they? From the outside, you would see it as still the same. You know, if an ex-patient who hadn't been there for maybe 20 years turned up, it looks exactly the same. It's a prime example of a Victorian asylum. It's one of the only ones left. When I lived as a child in Western Way, just round the corner from where we are now, my landing window looked across the fields, so I could always see it. And at night, it would be lit up, you know. We was always cutting through there because we'd go fishing to the Olsey pits. So you cut straight through the hospital. And it's always been so full of rumours, you know, don't go up there after dark or they'll get you, all that kind of thing. And as a child, it plays on your mind. But it wasn't till really the place was shutting down, and I was obviously a lot older, I thought I'd go for a wander round. And they'd started to sort of redo all the brickwork, so it was all coming back to new. You could see all the red bricks mixed in with the Olsey white bricks, and it did look really nice. They had their own brewery up there because the patients used to be allowed to have a beer and a tobacco allowance every day. And they had their own brewery, so they'd manufacture all their own beer. But the brewer mysteriously got drowned in the vat of beer. So there's all kinds of stories like that. Someone showed me not so long ago a picture of a two-headed cow that was born up there. So that there's so many stories, both good and bad. It's all part of the history. It's all part of Three Counties Asylum. But a lot of them say that the old residents, they haven't left yet. They're still there.
In front of us, we've got loads of memorabilia that you've collected. We've got locks, keys, lots of different medicine bottles, Three Counties Hospital, nurses' prize-giving leaflets. We've even got ward curtains and also a bedsheet, which isn't very soft at all. No. Now, all of this stuff you've collected because you're hoping that you're going to be able to create a museum eventually.
Yeah, eventually. That is our goal, to one day have a proper museum.
Let's have a look at this lock. It's absolutely huge. It's not just a normal padlock. It's bigger than my hand.
Those are the two padlocks from the male and the female airing courts because they wouldn't allow them to mix.
And you've managed to get hold of some of the keys for these padlocks as well. But where did you get all these things from?
People's goodwill, really. They sort of like what we're doing, and they said, well, we've got these things sort of sitting at home. We're not going to do anything with them. You might as well have them. That's an actual page from the London Illustrated News of July 1860. It made such news, this big asylum opening, that they actually run a page, well, half a page on it, with the earliest known picture of the asylum.
You've also got a certificate in a frame here that says Three Counties Hospital.
Yeah, that's actually a cheque. That, I think, is the one from Letchworth Garden City, who supplied them with electricity.
And in the frame next to it, you've got a letter that says Asylum, Olsey, Three Counties Asylum. And it's a letter to somebody kind of describing themselves as if it was a Lonely Hearts ad reply.
That's right, yeah. Even in those days, we tend to think of that being a modern thing, don't we? You know, people getting dates out of papers or writing to people through Lonely Hearts. But it was happening then. I mean, that's dated the 12th of September, 1896.
I am very good looking with nut brown hair, light heavy moustache, ruddy complexion, and I am 5 foot 5 inches.
He was actually an attendant in the hospital, and then something obviously happened, and he then became a patient because he was on M9 ward, and he's actually put himself down as a late attendant.
I am a cornet player and also a good bugler.
So that's going to win her over, isn't it?